The Texas sun beat down on Highway 83, baking the asphalt into a shimmering haze. Traffic crawled to a standstill, an unusual sight on this normally bustling thoroughfare. But this wasn't a typical traffic jam caused by an accident or road construction. The culprit was far smaller and far more astonishing. A tiny bobcat, seemingly determined to bring the highway to a screeching halt. The intrepid feline stood defiantly in the middle of the road, refusing to budge despite the honking horns and bewildered stares of passing motorists. Officer Sarah Winters, a seasoned patrol officer who had seen her fair share of strange calls, arrived at the scene to find a truly bizarre situation unfolding. The bobcat wasn't simply lost or injured. Its behavior suggested something far more profound. Its golden eyes, usually wary and wild, were fixed on the approaching officers, an almost intelligent intensity in their gaze. As Sarah cautiously approached, she noticed a glint of metal on the bobcat's leg, a tracking device. This wasn't just any wild animal, it was clearly marked, tagged, and seemingly in distress. Her heart raced. This wasn't just a routine animal call, this was something different, something urgent. The bobcat, as if sensing Sarah's concern, darted towards the shoulder of the road, then paused, looking back at her as if urging her to follow. Hesitation battled with a growing sense of urgency within Sarah. Against her better judgment, she found herself following the creature into the dense brush, its movements surprisingly deliberate and purposeful. Keeping a close eye on the bobcat, Sarah radioed for backup, her voice steady despite the unusual circumstances. "I'm following a bobcat into the woods," she reported, her voice laced with urgency. "It's tagged, and it's acting strange, requesting wildlife assistance immediately." The bobcat led her deeper into the thick undergrowth, weaving through the tangled branches like a seasoned guide. Finally, they reached a small clearing, and Sarah's breath caught in her throat. Lying unconscious, beneath a fallen tree was a man, his face pale, his breathing shallow. The bobcat circled him, emitting a low, mournful sound, its behavior far removed from the typical wild animal response. Sarah rushed to the man's side, her instincts kicking in. She checked for a pulse, relief washing over her as she found a faint thrum beneath his skin. He was alive, but barely. As she called for an ambulance, her eyes fell upon the man's backpack lying nearby. Inside, amidst a jumble of field gear and research papers, she found a notebook filled with sketches of bobcats, detailed notes on their behavior, and a name, Dr. Robert Whiteley, wildlife biologist. The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. The bobcat, later named Nova, was part of Dr. Whiteley's rehabilitation program. She had been orphaned as a cub and raised by the biologist, preparing her for eventual release back into the wild. But something had gone terribly wrong. When the paramedics arrived, they carefully freed Dr. Whiteley from beneath the fallen tree and rushed him to the hospital. Nova watched from a distance, her eyes never leaving the man who had saved her life, a silent vigil keeping watch over her rescuer. Sarah stayed with her, offering quiet reassurance. "You did good, girl," she whispered, stroking the bobcat's fur gently. "You saved him." As she watched the ambulance speed away, Sarah knew this was no ordinary animal rescue. This was a story of extraordinary courage, compassion, and the unexpected bonds that can form between humans and wildlife. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories.